I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful.
I love the lyric in that song that acknowledges that I'm blessed because of what I am. So many times we have these songs that talk about how blessed I am for what I have, but just to be blessed for what we are, who we are, is wonderful. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Spokane Center. Yeah, there we go. We've got a pretty good crowd in here today. I'm glad. 3-day weekend, you never know, sometimes we just camp out in the parking lot, whatever. Well, welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Spokane, where we are all about our mission of transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in our world. I think you know I'm Jeff Tawney. I'll be your platform assistant this morning. If you would all take a moment and silence your phones, electronic devices, whatever you have that might make a tone during our time. As always, we want to begin with our opening affirmation. I will say it once and then I'll ask you to join me. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the good. Together, there is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the good. This is Unity's foundation principle: one presence, one power, one life, living through and as each one of us. This morning, we are blessed to be hearing from our transformational speaker, Marianne Ruddis. She is a friend of mine, so if you wonder how Marianne came in to be here, she's a friend of mine, and we've had some really good talks. When I asked her about being our transformational speaker, she's like, "Oh, I'm not a transformational speaker." I said, "Well, of course you are. We all are. If we're in the process of transforming, we should be talking about it, right?" So I'm really happy that Marianne is here. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and, Kayla, I'm going to change things up a little bit. I'm going to do her intro, and then we'll have opening a song, and then Marianne will come up. Marianne Ruddis has lived in the Spokane Valley since 1994. She is a graduate of Gonzaga University with a BGS degree with concentrations in human resource management and pastoral counseling. Marianne has worked in the nonprofit sector for over 20 years and is currently executive director of Elevations, a children's therapy resource foundation that provides funding for access to therapy services for children with special needs. Prior to that, Marianne was with the American Childhood Cancer Organization, Inland Northwest. Personal tragedy shaped the trajectory of her life and taught her that life truly is a gift that we can freely accept or fight against. As a lifelong spiritual seeker, Marianne is passionate about creating a world with a true spirit of cooperation and mutual respect for differences, knowing that we're all in this together. Sound familiar? Her talk this morning is Imagine a New World. So, Marianne, we thank you in advance for sharing your gifts with us, and look forward to your talk.
Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. Think I finally learned to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through grieving, I'm through dreaming that the life I had is ever coming back. No more wishing on someone else's star that'll never be mine. I think it's time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know everything new.
What a beautiful song. Boy, I resonate with those words so much. Thank you, Jeff, for inviting me to be here today, and thank you all for listening to me today. So I was scrolling through Facebook. Does anybody else do that? And I came across a New York Times article about a woman named Stephanie Clegg, who had purchased a Marc Chagall painting at auction for $90,000 in 1994. It was reappraised in 2008 for $100,000, and now it appears that it's fake. And so there's a panel in France that wants to have it destroyed. So I didn't dig into the article, but I went down that rabbit hole of comments. So I started to look at the comments, probably because I was procrastinating on doing what I should have been doing. And the first comment was a condemnation of Clegg for spending that kind of money on a painting when she could have used those abundant resources to make the world a better place. To which someone replied, why? Why should she make the world a better place? Basically, she was saying it was her money to do with as she wanted, and what obligation is she under to share her resources with others? This person went on to say that they took care of themselves and they did whatever they wanted to do, and it was not their responsibility to improve the lives of anyone else. It was the viewpoint of that rugged individualist. I take care of me and mine, and you take care of you and yours. There was, of course, some backlash, as you can imagine. Some pointed out that she only had resources because of the help that she received from others, even if she didn't know it. Some promised that one day she was going to have a reckoning and she's going to need other people to help her. And some tried long, thought-out reasoning, trying to convince her that it was the moral thing to do. Good people want to improve the world. But in all of those responses, what I saw that it was really about the disproportionate distribution of resources, and that was the issue, not whether or not we should be making the world a better place. So this person's response focused on the freedom to use your own resources, which we should all have freedom to do, to live our lives, in any ways that she wanted, regardless of other people's needs. But it begs the question, shouldn't we all have adequate resources? And why don't we? So the respondents replied in ways, at least from my lens, that focused on why you should not be selfish. They have determined or been taught that we are our brother's keeper and it's the right thing to do. But what was abundantly clear from these conversations was there are two very distinct ways to see the world. And I think that is one of the main questions that is dividing our country right now. There are those who believe in me and mine and those who believe in us and ours. Some people think they are completely independent. They got where they are through their own grit. They are separate from those who are not as smart, ambitious, or tenacious as they are. And there are some who understand that no one gets anywhere without an interdependent system. And we are all connected to each other. And sometimes that interdependent system favors one over another, no matter how smart, ambitious, or tenacious they are, or how hard they work. Interestingly, nonprofits were started because people wanted to pool their abundant resources and reach out to help others that they did not know. Some people believe that to whom much is given, much is expected. It was also a way to make us feel good. It can feel very good to give of ourselves, and many of the givers would never, ever want to be on the receiving end, even of their own good works. That, for some, that's a sign of weakness. They give out of a learned obligation. The more effective givers are those who also know how to receive. But this fundamental question still remains: why should we care about making the world a better place? Why should we care about the world at all? Shouldn't we just care about our lives? So let's examine this. I was one of those people at one time. I didn't think I needed any help from anyone. I was taught to pull myself up by my bootstraps and get on with life. When challenges came, you figured out a way through them. I was responsible for my life, and it was up to me to make my own way in an indifferent world. I worked hard. I started working at 13, and I held tightly to what was mine because I had earned it. And although I did not know this at the time, I was in constant fear of losing what I had earned. Of course, I helped out my family and friends when I could, but the outside world, they were irrelevant to me. And it wasn't that I didn't care. It wasn't in my consciousness. I just never even considered it. I was so absorbed in my own life. And then life began to throw challenges my way. My daughter was diagnosed with cancer when she was 16 months old. And even then, we tightly held to managing our own lives. We had help from friends and family, but accepting outside help meant that I was unable to manage my own life, and that was unacceptable to me. After my daughter finished treatments, life moved on. Then my husband was diagnosed with cancer 3 years later. By then, we had 3 children, and I became the main breadwinner in the family, and I carried our health insurance. Again, we had this. We managed in our own little bubble and our own small circle. Until my daughter was diagnosed again, a year into my husband's treatments. I still was working, carrying our health insurance, and with 2 immediate family members going through cancer treatments and 2 young sons. The community rallied around us. We were lifted up and supported, and I was humbled beyond what I could ever have imagined. To accept such generosity, I had to learn how to receive. I had to transform my rugged individualism and accept help because what I was going through was just too big. It was too immense, too overwhelming. And if I did not change, I would not survive. I've often felt like George Bailey at the end of Frank Capra's 1946 classic, It's a Wonderful Life. Okay, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I watch it every year to kick off the holiday season. And the movie, if you haven't seen it, and if you haven't, why not, is about a man who, as a child, knows exactly what he's going to do with his life. He has grand ideas, he has big plans, but his plans get derailed. Sound familiar? He never achieves his dreams of traveling the world and creating architectural wonders. But what I find interesting is not that just the circumstances of his life that derail, it's not just the circumstances of his life that derail him. Most notably, his father's death and the Great Depression. It is the decisions that he makes within those circumstances that shape his life. More than once, he puts aside his own ambitions and puts the needs of others before his own. Today, George might be told to manifest your dreams. Others can sort out their own problems. Only a sucker, as the infamous Mr. Potter calls him at one point in the movie, doesn't put himself first. He could have turned his back on his family when his father died suddenly. Instead, he gave his travel and college money to his younger brother, and he stayed home to take care of loose ends at the building and loan that his father had managed. And he was forced into taking over the institution or see it close. He gave up his honeymoon money to get through the depression run on the banks. These sacrificial choices meant he was stuck in Bedford Falls for his entire life and never manifesting those great big dreams that he had as a child. The movie is really about the crucial moment when Uncle Billy loses $8,000 and George is faced with a crisis. He will either die or transform the way he perceives his life. In the final scene, when the town comes together to save him, he realizes that he did manifest the grand life that he had always dreamed of. He just couldn't see it. His life wasn't filled with the elements that he thought meant success, wealth, travel, accomplishments, but his life was rich with meaning and human connections, making him the richest man in town, as his brother toasts at the end. He received what he gave. He finally saw what was important. I have felt this overwhelming support from the community, not necessarily because it was a return on what I gave, but because I was the recipient of not only support of friends, families, and colleagues, but also the kindness of strangers. Those people carried me and my family through some very, very difficult times. I will forever see humanity, even with all of our flaws and cruelties, as capable of profound, unconditional love. It is why I've chosen to work in the nonprofit field. I get to be the conduit for the community to help others that they will never meet. Not all of us will have stark life and death moments that will transform us. Many times, those moments come with mundane encounters, conversation at the grocery store, a movie that shifts our perspective just even slightly, a book that brings a new perspective. I finally saw Wicked just this past year, and I was so intrigued by the storyline. So I went and got the book, and I just finished it. It took me a while to get through it, but it was worth it. So Wicked is the story of the Wizard of Oz from the viewpoint of the Wicked Witch of the West. It asks us to question our notions of what evil really is and how the context of our societies contribute to what we call evil. These small shifts in perspectives, when we are aware and notice them, help us cultivate our readiness for greater shifts in consciousness. But we have to be open to receiving these new ideas. Jesus' parable of the sower talks about how the sower spreads seeds that fall by the wayside, and they are eaten up by birds. Some of them fall in stony places without much soil, and they spring up quickly, but are destroyed by the elements because they have no roots. And some fall among thorns and are choked out. And then others fall on fertile ground and yield abundant results. It is our job to cultivate our ground. The messages of love and connection are all around us. I felt them here today. Depending on the day we are having and how we have prepared ourselves for the day, we may miss those messages entirely, or we may grab enthusiastically, but do not follow through because we have grasped them only superficially. Sometimes these ideas enter our minds and they're choked out by past conditioning. It's what you talked about last week, Jeff. And some grow deep roots and multiply. So how do we create a receptive consciousness so that we truly do have ears to hear? Sometimes it comes from suffering. Sometimes it comes in a flash, a moment of grace. But for the most part, I think it comes from daily intentions to choose to cultivate our own soul growth. It comes from paying attention and being open to consider another way of seeing life. And eventually, the way we think begins to change. The time for us to change our thinking is now. Einstein said we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking that we used to create them. We are living in a very tumultuous time, and it's not the first time that the world or this country has experienced upheaval. But this is the first time when the existential threats are so deadly. The planet has been speaking to us for over 50 years, and not enough of us have listened. Global pandemics underscore our interconnectedness and the foolishness of political isolationism. Children are being gunned down in our schools. Hatred and lies are no longer shamed into the shadows, but proudly march in our streets and at the highest levels of our government. With these daunting forces, it can feel like we are powerless. So what do we do? Taking care of me and mine is not a viable solution. We must change, we must transform, we must cultivate our ground so that the seeds of love that live within each one of us are intentionally activated to grow. Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl said, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. And I think that changing ourselves is the only way that we are going to change our situation. A few years ago, I stumbled on a discussion of the imaginal cells that transform the caterpillar into a butterfly. These cells lie dormant in the caterpillar from the beginning of its life. The caterpillar forms a chrysalis and completely dissolves into an ooze. Its former form is destroyed. While in this state, a complete transformation occurs. The imaginal cells form clusters, they begin resonating at the same frequency and passing information back and forth until they hit a tipping point. Then they begin acting not as individual cells, but as a multi-cell organism, and a butterfly is born. There is no structural similarity between the caterpillar and the butterfly, and yet one materializes from the other. Perhaps there are dormant, metaphorical, imaginal cells within our consciousness. And they're just waiting for the conditions to be right for us to transform. At times, it does feel like we're in the ooze. And when we cultivate ourselves so that we can imagine a new idea on what it means to be human, one where we acknowledge and celebrate our interdependency, not just with each other, but with the planet and all of life, we can begin. Imagine that as individual, imaginal cells, we begin to vibrate at a frequency to help human beings evolve into a new, more beautiful being than the original structure from which we emerge. My favorite t-shirt, and I hate t-shirts, by the way, but I have a favorite. It's John Lennon with the word imagine across the top of it. Imagine a world without war, without hunger, a world at peace. There was a time when those words did not resonate the way they do now. They seemed beautiful and inspiring, but there was a part of me that could not grasp that that was a possibility for our world, especially when you look around and see so much heartbreak. I've been listening to that song for over 50 years. Yes, I'm that old. And now I can imagine a world of peace, and I'm finding others that are joining in that imagining. And merely entertaining the possibility of a world of peace is transformative in and of itself. I often think of the line at the end of the song where it says, "I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one." It not only seems possible now, but it is imperative. We need all of us. So to that person on Facebook who asked, why should we want to make the world a better place? I would answer that it is because it is part of our evolutionary path of human consciousness. If we fail to come together as a species, either through ignorance or unwillingness, we could very well destroy ourselves. And I'd like to close with this story that, again, Facebook can be fun. I found it on Facebook yesterday. It's called The Wise Woman's Stone. A wise woman who was traveling in the mountains found a precious stone in a stream. The next day, she met a traveler who was hungry, and the wise woman opened her bag to share her food. The hungry traveler saw the precious stone and asked the woman to give it to him. She did so without hesitation. The traveler left, rejoicing in his good fortune. He knew the stone was worth enough to give him security for a lifetime. But a few days later, he came back to return the stone to the woman. "I've been thinking," he said. "I know how valuable the stone is, but I give it back in the hope that you can give me something even more precious. Give me what you have within you that enabled you to give me the stone." May we all cultivate that same ability.
will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let Spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free, as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day, and I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
I invite you all to close your eyes. Feel your feet connected to the ground, your back against your chair. Take a deep breath. And as you breathe out, think of the child inside of you. Take another breath in. And as you inhale, inhale innocence. And as you exhale, exhale shame. As you breathe again, breathe in forgiveness. And as you exhale, exhale resentment. As you breathe in joy. And as you exhale, exhale suffering. Your next breath is a breath of balance. And you exhale instability. Breathe in peace. And exhale conflict. Breathe in love. And exhale hate. Breathe in abundance. And exhale lack. Breathe in harmony. And exhale chaos. Breathe in humility. And exhale pride. And finally, breathe in healing. And exhale pain. Take a last deep breath. And exhale. Thank you. Marianne, thank you. I guess I'm getting a case of the Jeffs up here. Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, for we know that there is only one power, one presence, and one life. So whoever you are and wherever you are on your path of transformation, you are welcomed here. If there's anyone that is here for the first time, if you're visiting, thank you so much for taking the time and taking this opportunity. If you feel so inclined, would you mind just raising your hand, slipping your hand up? We won't embarrass you. Thank you. Thank you. And we have a special gift for you. This gentleman over here, one of the baristas, raise your hand. There you go. He will treat you to a drink of your choice at our barista stand out there. And thank you so much. We encourage you to, we have a newsletter, the e-news, and this little QR code up here. You can scan that and be on our list of getting ongoing activities. There's a QR code there, and scanning that will allow you to sign up for that for our e-news. And in that e-news, we talk about more about what's going on here at the center and in our community as well. You can also go to unityspokane.org, and you can sign up there or check us out on all the Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search Unity Spiritual Center Spokane to find us. And then thank you too. And thank you for those of you in YouTube land for joining us and spending your time with us. Even if you're in your pajamas, we thank you. All right, so now we're going to take a time. I need to breathe in and get these emotions out. We're going to take a moment to stand, greet one another with a socially distanced namaste, pat on the back, virtual hug, whatever you're comfortable with. But let's just take a moment, listen for the bell to do that. Yeah, Candy's singing.
Oh, good.
She's singing right there.
So maybe put it by the mic. Good morning. Good morning. My name's Juliet, and this is my third time up here. Oh, wow. Thank you. So I may still have waves of nervousness, and if it's okay with you, you may need to ride those waves with me. But I'm here for the news you can use. And so Jeff asked me to start off with recognizing September birthdays, and which is wonderful. I love birthdays, and my birthday is actually this Friday, so perfect, Jeff. And I found out we do have a birthday person here today, and maybe more than one, but I also want to acknowledge Candy, because I believe it's Candy's birthday. Happy birthday, Candy. So if you do have a September birthday, please stand so we can celebrate with you. Oh, wonderful. And should we sing happy birthday? Are we singing happy birthday? No. Oh, okay, we're not singing happy birthday. All right, but happy birthday to you. All right. Yeah.
Well, let's sing if you guys want to sing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Or a song. Happy birthday to you. All right. There's a different song on call.
Oh, okay.
Say that's a perfect example of someone taking a step to make the world a better place, even if it's in the birthday song. So thank you.
I love that. All right, well, we have a lot happening at Unity Spokane, so Jeff touched on it. If you want to stay up to date on what the upcoming activities, sign up for the e-news. You can scan the QR code there, but you'd have to do it fast because it's going to disappear. So if you want to do it the more relaxed way, you can go on the Unity Spokane website and just click on calendar, and all the events are right there. And you can also scroll down on the homepage, and you scroll down and sign up for the e-newsletter. So that way the news comes to you every week, and you don't have to go searching for it. So whatever works best for you. Also, today is the first Sunday of the month, so if you want to express your voice and practice expressing, everyone has a voice here, and I'm practicing going from my small voice to my bigger voice, so I encourage you to do so as well, even though it's scary. But there is going to be a board member listener in the library there after service. So if you have any suggestions or just any feedback you want to tell them about, I invite you to do that. And another event coming up is, it's the last chance to sign up for Catherine Dietz's, The Power is Within You workshop. And you can sign up online through Unity Spokane calendar or on the e-news. And the class will be Tuesdays, 6:30 to 8, starting this Wednesday. And it's in the chapel. The price is $150 for 5 weeks. Was there something? Did I say that wrong? This Tuesday?
Yeah,
Oh,
this Tuesday.
The slide is wrong, and I'm not wrong? Or was I wrong? Oh, we were both wrong? Okay, all right. Next, Unity Day of Prayer is coming this week also. So it's this Wednesday and Thursday, September 7th and 8th. And Unity Spokane here will be opening the chapel on Wednesday, September 8th Wednesday, September 8th from 3 to 6 p.m. And our chaplain, Al Konigsfeld, will be the chaplain. And he will be leading prayer and meditation every half hour. So from 3 to 6 p.m. That's this Wednesday. And if you come, just come in through the side chapel door. It's the main entrance, but before you go in, there's a path. Follow the path to the side door chapel. The side chapel door. Okay, and Al recommends that if you do attend, just to enter at either the top of the hour or the bottom of the hour, since there'll be prayer and meditation going on. And
people can come and go as their schedule allows. You come when you want, you leave when you want, and we will just continue with and without you.
Okay. Just lastly on that, if you also want to participate through Unity, the main Unity organization, you can go on unity.org, and they'll have activities going on there, such as an opening ceremony. So, yeah.
And you do need to sign up for that. They have a virtual ticket so that you can sign up and you will get a virtual ticket in your email.
Okay, so if you didn't hear that, you need to sign up, and you'll get a virtual ticket in your email, but it's a free event. Yeah, it's
love
free.
offering.
Okay. For your event or the Unity?
No, for the Unity.
Oh, unity.org is a love offering. Okay, two more things. Reverend David's book study, Thank and Grow Rich. I love that. Instead of Think and Grow Rich, Thank and Grow Rich. Begins on Thursday, and you can register through Unity Spokane calendar or the e-news. And so it's this Thursday, September 8th, from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the chapel, and it will last for 8 consecutive weeks. And the book study is a love offering. And one more exciting event happening is going to be a musical, and I will let the very talented and lovely generous soul, Gay Ribble, tell you about that. And thank you for helping me build my confidence. All right. Thanks.
Well, this is a very exciting day. Finally, Unity Spiritual Center of Spokane has a fundraiser coming up. We're very excited. We call it The Divas Are Back. And the show is called What She Said, A Feminine Perspective. We actually did this show in Post Falls in July. Many of you were there to support, and we got fabulous feedback. We actually sold out, and we decided to bring it here to start our fundraisers off again. So we're going to have 2 performances, and they're going to be coming up in October. October 14th will be the evening performance at 7 o'clock. October 16th, oh, Jeff, I'm messing up your thing here.
That's okay.
I'm so glad. And then October 16th is going to be a matinee at 3:30. And one of the things that I love about this show, when we talk about it being a feminine perspective, it's going to be 6 different genres of music. There are 8 divas, including our all-girl band, and the different genres are country diva, soul diva, Broadway diva, blues diva, pop diva, and jazz diva. We also have 6 different decades from a female perspective. So from the 20s to the 70s. It's a fun journey. It is touches your heart. There's going to be a lot of participation. Talk to people who have gone. They'll tell you there is a lot of participation. And it's a one-of-a-kind event not to be missed. So I really hope that everybody can come and join us. There are also going to be a lot of ways for you to help us with this. not only by telling your friends and family and people that you know about it, but we have posters and show cards that need to get distributed through the area. We have opportunities for people to actually come in and volunteer. Sally and Jim Sledge are actually going to head up the volunteer program. Yay! Thank you so much. And please talk to them or talk to my husband Dave or me about just coming and helping in any way you can, and we'll give you more details about that in the future. So thank you so much. It's going to be a great kickoff. Oh, the other thing is tickets. Tickets are actually going to be on sale here at Unity every Sunday. How much? They're $30 a ticket. I love that. How much? Thank you. They're $30 a ticket. And if you buy the tickets here, there's no service fee. So anybody who is, out there on, watching us, you can go to the QR code, but you might as well show up here and get your tickets, and then you can save on the service fee. It's just a little bribe. We also, we only have 100 tickets per show that we've printed to have no service fee. So when they're gone, you are going to have to pay for the tickets, online with the fee. So we want to make this a sold-out event, both events. I hope that you will talk to us about what you can do to help us, and thank you so much. Yeah. Dates. Oh, the dates were October 14th and October 16th. So October 14th is a Friday, and that's at 7 p.m., and October 16th is a Sunday at 3:30.
And when are the tickets put on sale?
They're on sale now.
They're on sale now. They're on sale now. You can use the QR codes. You'll actually see the QR codes in the newsletter. I think there are QR codes that may come up here, but you can buy them today because I actually have tickets with me. Okay? So remember, when these tickets are gone, they sold out fast. When these tickets are gone, they're gone. Okay, any other questions? Thank you.
Hey, any of your divas sing Meatloaf? Put a Meatloaf song they could sing? I'm just asking.
Not exactly a feminine perspective.
Yeah, well. You had to be here last week for that whole joke. She's a diva. She's a Broadway diva. All right, now it's our time for prosperity. And as we give in support of our community, it's our time to celebrate abundance together. If you would like to give virtually, you can text to that number up there, text to give. For those of you in the sanctuary here, you can give as our ushers pass our baskets around. We're going to do our offering blessing. We know what that is, but I would ask that you would join me, and that is, I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. Mother, Father God, we thank you for these gifts and for those who have given them. As we send them forward in our continued service to our mission of transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference, we thank you for each family, each life, each opportunity that's represented in them. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. Our chaplain today is Al Konigsfeld. Al? Al has been holding the service in prayer and holding space for us. I tell you, it's beautiful. You don't see it from back there, but when you sit up here and you see him in prayer and knowing that he's taking those intentions is really beautiful. So thank you. Al will be available after service up front. So if you have a prayer need or you just want him to pray with you or whatever, you can do so. There's also cards in the back of your chairs that you can fill out to submit for prayer here. Know that your prayers are prayed for here for 30 days, and then we send them to Silent Unity where they continue to be held in prayer. You can also go online and fill out a prayer request there, and they're handled the same way as if you were here in the service today. All right, now's the time for our youth. We're going to do this different. Need participation from y'all. So we're not going to do the video because we are going to sing. So we're going to use that happy birthday warm-up that we did to actually bring the kids in, all right? There they go. All right, we got to bring them in. We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light, in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God. We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light, in the light of God. All right. These are our children today. Both of them. And we are going to bless them specially. What did you guys do today?
Just play games.
Play games? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, good. All right. Made what?
And we drew.
And you drew. Okay, awesome. All right, well, we're gonna do our children's blessing. So as we say it together, be the love you are, sing the song you hear, share your joy of life with people far and near. And for ourselves, be the love we are, sing the song we hear, share our joy of life with people far and near. Thank you, children, and you may, I'm assuming you're with your mom today. Yeah, okay, well then go to her. All right, we're at the end. Now I invite you to all stand as we sing our prayer of protection, and that will be followed by the peace song. Together we affirm, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well, and that's the truth.